Star-Spangled Banner yet wave.
Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. I'm joined by Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at Portland, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
And checking out New York, they've used the doubters as fuel for this season's strong showing. Night after night, each guy plays with that proverbial chip on his shoulder.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. OG Anunoby is out there with Bridges. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Hart in at the two-guard spot. And for Brooklyn, down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. D'Angelo Russell out there with Cam Thomas. And it's Williams at the three. RJ, this one has a bit of an old school feel to it, doesn't it? These teams love to run things down low.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a matchup, Kevin. A little bit of bully ball, you could say. Having a center you can run your offense through makes the rest of your offense that much better.
And so it's the Knicks getting on the board first. Here's Russell. Stolen by Brunson. Bridges finds Hart. No good that time. Williams with the defensive effort. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What do you got for us, D.A.?
Thanks very much. Had a chance to talk with head coach Jordy Fernandez. And they're focused on limiting one of the best shooting bigs ever in Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Coach said earlier, Towns is a machine on the offensive end. Will try to make Cat into a passer, get the ball out of his hands. We'll see if they can accomplish that. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. Now here's Brunson. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Here's Towns. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
So skilled working inside. Towns knows how to operate down low.
And here's Russell. Outside Thomas. Pass to Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Towns, a screen on Russell. Brunson with it. Picked up by Claxton. Hart. And the three off target.
Yeah, that's a shame because I'm not sure the defense will let him get a shot that good again very soon.
Pass to Russell. Back to Williams. Now Claxton. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. Just 4 to shoot. Claxton no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Bridges attacking. And the basket is good.
Quick guy with a long stride. Bridges, this man can blitz the hoop.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Johnson outside. Russell against Brunson. Russell passes to Thomas. Over Hart. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
That's an agile little move there by Thomas to get himself to that bucket.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Knicks, holding on to second spot in the conference. A great season for them so far. And checking out Brooklyn, just way behind. The Knicks with the lead. You know, the hopes of a super team in Brooklyn did not come to fruition at all, Richard. And you saw it firsthand.
Thank you for reminding me of that, Kevin. Yes, I had a front row view to it. And look, from a fan's perspective, it's a tough take. The team brings in some of the biggest stars this league has ever seen. You are thinking championship, and you never got close.
Claxton the pass to Williams. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Knicks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Towns finds Brunson. From 20 feet out. New York, no good that time either. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Pass to Russell. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And here we go. The fast break. Brunson's got it. Here's Towns. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Towns has got his second basket of the night. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Williams for 3. Again, the miss by Williams. The Knicks leading by 3. Brunson with it. He has yet to score. The kick out to Towns. That falls. Nice speed that time from Brunson.
Wow, look at the release. Towns with a quick trigger.
Here's Russell. Outside Thomas. Brunson against Russell. Claxton a screen on Brunson. A shot's good from Claxton.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Now here's Brunson. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. And Hart has it in the corner. Pass to Towns. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
And you see Big Cat has the size and coordination. Hard to bump him out of his rhythm.
Now, here is Russell. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
A moment to check out Jalen Brunson. This past month, he's really set himself apart. And he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And as you said, dropping dimes at a top 5 pace. He's in total command of his team. They look to him for leadership, and he does not disappoint. Aaron Sharp, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And New York with a change here, too. Miles McBride's checked in for Josh Hart. Here's Thomas. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. It's up a 3. It's rebounded by New York. Last time they met in New York.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game. Showed a lot of versatility.
It really is fun seeing an offensive function like a well-oiled machine. I'll be interested to see if they can keep doing this.
Now here's Brunson. Still without a basket. Bridges shot. Good.
Looks like it could be a big night for him. Very strong start here in the first quarter.
Nets trail by 8. Here's Russell. Johnson outside. There's the triple. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. The Knicks have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Here's Brunson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
That free throw missing. And Greg, when you're facing the front of a back-to-back, how much does that affect you as a player?
Before and after the game, for sure, it's on your mind. But once the whistle blows, you have to live in the moment. You can bet the coaches are very aware of it.
The Brooklyn Nets come into this one following a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Back to Russell. Pass to Claxton. For 3. Here's Sharp. Out to Russell. And here is Thomas, defended by McBride. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And he's very confident from that range, but you can't make him all.
Towns against Sharp. Brunson scanning the floor. Over Russell. No good off the front iron. Nets trail by 9. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Misses and the dry spell continues.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
McBride passes to Brunson. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 11.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Let's quickly now take a peek at the league leaders in blocks. Second is Nick Claxton.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
Here is Russell. Hasn't made one yet. Johnson outside. Back to Russell. Pass to Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
When you have a shooter like Cam Johnson, you're running that play with confidence.
Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to Oklahoma City.
Painful to watch, guys. You could see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
It seemed like any time they strung together a few baskets, they just went ice cold so quickly.
Now here's Towns. A rebound by the Nets. Sharp's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Russell. Back to Sharp. And that one hits back iron.
Well, okay, I like his aggressiveness, but like the defense was waiting on him that time.
The kick out to Towns. Pass to Brunson. Towns, a screen on Russell. Back to Towns. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Keep riding that hot hand. He's been pretty much unstoppable.
Brooklyn with the ball. 11-point game. Outside Russell. Johnson sends the screen for Russell. Over Brunson. Russell, no luck.
Slow going for him this quarter. The defense putting up a good fight.
Anunoby kicks to Towns. Russell against Brunson. Back to Towns. Shot clock at 6.
And nice intensity from Towns in the paint. Doesn't back off and takes that shot while being fouled.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for New York.
Oh, boy, they've been driving deep into that defense early on, and it's paid off. Great penetration from the perimeter so far.
Also, they're getting into the teeth of the defense. Points in the paint, something coaches always love to see.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And one of the game's elite shooters, and Towns' sweet stroke definitely extends to the free throw line.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Williams, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Johnson comes in for Thomas. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for D'Angelo Russell. And then for New York, Robinson comes in for OG Anunoby. And it's Payne in for Jalen Brunson.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Brooklyn Nets wasted no time hiring their next coach, Jordi Fernandez, shortly after the conclusion of last season. Despite his youth, Fernandez has been on the rise after stops as an assistant with the Kings, Nuggets, and Cavs, as well as coaching the Canadian national team. Kevin?
You know, D.A., we've been talking about Jordi Fernandez for a long time. Now his big break, and I'm very happy. I know we all are for Coach Fernandez. Hey, David, thank you. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good.
And they've been the more physical team offensively, seeking contact, looking to score in the lane, and getting to the line.
Johnson outside. Now here's Melton. Defended by McBride. Stolen by Robinson. Bridges against Williams. Bridges passes to Towns. Now here's Payne. Pass to Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Towns. The rebound by Johnson. Nets trail by 14. Williams looking over the floor. Sharp on the wing. Guarded by Robinson. Outside Williams. Can they get it? And Mikal Bridges pulls it down.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
Here's Williams. No good that time. Towns with the defensive effort.
And there comes a point when, for the team's sake, you might want to move it. He's hurting them with all of these misses.
And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. They trail by 14. Johnson kicks to Melton. Back to Johnson. Williams against Bridges. Sharp sets the pick for Williams. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Now here's Payne. He's guarded by Johnson. Now Payne. Scoreless thus far. To the inside. Here's Towns. And he banks in the layup.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Knicks out front. They lead by 13. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Knicks here, guys.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
It's been a group effort, and that's what it takes to play the kind of defense that they've played. Great showing from them.
We've got DeAnthony Melton. Also Johnson out there. Williams is out there with Sharp. And it's Clowney in at the power forward. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Pass to Melton. Nets passing it around. Johnson, the pass to Williams. Shoots over Bridges. It'll go, and the Knick lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Williams.
Not the shot I expected him to take or make, but hey, look, joke's on me. He hit it.
The Knicks shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Here's Robinson. McBride with the ball. Last time, 14 points for him. Back to Payne over Williams. Clowney pulls it in. The Nets shooting just 26% out there. A terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. Johnson against Robinson. Johnson inside. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. New York leading by 11. Here's McBride. Rebound, Brooklyn. Sharp's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Williams. That one's good. Just his 3rd make. Brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
McBride passes to Bridges. Now, here's Achua. Defense right on him. Pass to Payne from outside the arc. Hits the 3-point bomb. And the Knicks lead by 12.
Just outstanding distribution. This is the kind of team chemistry that you love to see.
Johnson, the pass to Melton. Sharp on the wing. Guarded by Robinson. Back to Melton. Takes the 3. The Knicks pull it in. They host the Kings after this game. That game marks the start of a 5-game homestand, the longest of the season. Pass to Payne. Back to Bridges. Fires it up. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, Bridges has many ways to convert inside, which can make it tough to stop him.
Richard, one thing you don't see Mikal Bridges do is miss games. He is always out there.
I think it would take a lot to make him sit out of a game. He is committed to being there for his team. It's so impressive.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. And Brooklyn making a change here. Wilson's checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Hart's checked in. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Johnson against Robinson. Pass to Sharp. Sharp sets the pick for Melton. Just 5 on the clock. On the wing, Johnson. This one for 3. Rebounded by Hart. The Knicks leading by 14. Bridges attacking. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
No, he's been locked all the way in from the floor, and he's the #1 reason why they're winning right now.
And Brooklyn has possession. And here is Johnson. Still scoreless. Pass to Wilson. Floats it up for Williams. Stolen by Robinson. Here's McBride. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Hayes, he's checked in for Williams. Here's McBride. And a miss there off the inbound. Nets trail by 16. Melton passes to Johnson. Pass to Hayes to halt the run, and that one good.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Now McBride. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Hart. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Nets. It's a 14-point game. Wilson kicks to Hayes. Johnson sends the screen for Hayes. Kicks it out to Johnson. Clock is at 3. Robinson pulls it in.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Pass to McBride. Now Achua. Inside. Here's Bridges. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Shot's good by Wilson.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the 3.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Some changes for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Wilson. And it's Cameron Thomas in for Hayes. Towns, he's checked in for New York. Jalen Brunson comes in for Miles McBride. And so it's New York with it. At one point, they led by 16. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
Tough to keep the consistency from deep, but they did it last time.
Nets trail by 13. Outside Thomas. Pass to Sharp. Claxton with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Johnson wide open. He fires. And a miss there on the triple. The Knicks leading by 13. Hart the pass to Towns. Robinson kicks to Brunson. It's hauled in by Thomas. For Brooklyn, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Here's Thomas. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Bridges. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Keon Johnson. Hey, Greg, since getting traded in 2023, Mikal Bridges' scoring numbers have exploded.
Yeah, Bridges, the main piece of that deal, sending Kevin Durant to the Suns. Mikal scored 26 a game down the stretch for Brooklyn that year, taking his game to another level.
First trip to the line for him here.
And the free throws have been dropping for him at a rate of about 77% on the season.
And that one falls for Bridges. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Both free throws good from Bridges.
Talk about a guy who comes in and goes to work. Bridges is humble, versatile, and he affects the game on both ends.
Pass to Melton. Claxton, a screen on Brunson. Melton, the bounce pass. The shot's good from Claxton.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
Now here's Brunson. And here is Hart. To the middle. At the elbow, it's Robinson. Stolen by Wilson. Here's the break. Here's Russell. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Oh, that's a nice play by Russell, showing his skill in that open floor.
And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. 13-point lead. Outside, Towns. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here. Williams, he's checked in for the Nets. Hayes comes in for Melton. And New York with a change here, too. Payne's checked in. Pass to Towns. Clock at 6. Brunson outside. Johnson with the rebound.
Well, he better buy his teammates dinner tonight because they've covered him for what has been a terrible, absolute terrible shooting display.
Hayes dishes to Russell. Back to Hayes. Outside Russell. Claxton, a screen on Brunson. There's Russell with the 3. Rebounded by Hart. Hart's got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thank you, Kevin. Jalen Brunson is a very cerebral player. He says he focuses on the little things. The attention to detail has made the game a lot easier. I know what I'm capable of. So as long as I keep working on my craft, keep the same mindset, only good things are going to happen for me. Kevin, back to you.
Good stuff, David. Amazing how far he has come. We appreciate the report. Johnson's shot is off. The Knicks leading by 16. Lets a floater go. Hart, no good. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Williams against Hart. Back to Johnson. And again, no good by Brooklyn. New York's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. To the left side wing. Payne can't hit. Burnett shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. Still a ways to go between now and the three-point contest, but it's always fun to talk about it. Let's see who has the best shot to earn a spot in this year's event.
And maybe this list changes between now and All-Star Weekend, but I don't think anybody would be disappointed if it stays exactly the same as it is right now.
And you look at Anunoby. He's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
And the first one at the line is good.
And one area where Brunson's improved is in the clutch. He's a monster in crunch time. Nice to have a player you can depend on in those key situations.
And so he makes both from the line. Nets trail by 18. A minute 50 left here in the second. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Brooklyn shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 1:46 left in the first half. Brunson with it. He's got 8. Down low. Looking for Bridges. He gets it there. Good D by Williams. Nets trail by 16. And here's Russell. Claxton finds Williams. Sinks the triple. Williams has got 12 in the game.
He's had a rough start to this game, and that's being nice. But he's gotten back on track here in the second.
Russell against Brunson. Bridges sets the screen for Brunson. Pass to Hart from downtown. Brooklyn with the rebound. Williams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Johnson outside. Lets it go from deep. Claxton. Keeps it alive. Claxton on the follow. Claxton's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Towns against Claxton. On the wing, Bridges. There's the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Bridges has got 11 points in the quarter.
This demonstrates how confident Bridges has become. Knows he has a green light to fire away.
Claxton against Towns. Here's Hayes. Just 5 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They led by as many as 18 points. Mikal Bridges has been the guy making things happen for the Knicks. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Here with Tom Thibodeau. Coach, what has gone well for your team in the first half?
Started making plays, play unselfishly, force the defense to shift, attack, get downhill, then make a play.
Your guys followed the instructions to the letter. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And as we welcome you to halftime, no other way to say it, an abysmal start for the Brooklyn Nets.
I hate the shots they're taking. I hate them. The team is stubborn, and you have to be willing to adjust, like us with all these new teams that's been added.
Agreed. You can't want to be a long-range sniper, but if you miss the target enough times, you become the victim.
And moving along, a metric for that first half. Love me some metrics. Checking out the top performer on each team.
Brought their A games. This is what it means to try to put a team on your shoulders, Ernie.
What do you mean? I've been carrying you on this show for years.
That's not entirely true. I'd say maybe the first 2 years.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from Mikal Bridges.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Let's find out the news on Cam Thomas. David, what's the update?
Well, Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Nets. He told me that although he twisted the knee pretty badly, nothing looks like it's torn. He's definitely out for the rest of tonight, and he'll probably need some recovery time beyond that. Guys, back to you.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And you never want to speculate. So it's nice for us, and especially his teammates, to get some facts.
And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Josh Hart. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Brunson in at the point guard. Williams against Bridges. 6 to shoot.
That's not how you want to come out of the break. 3 straight misses. They need to settle in quick.
And again, it's the Knicks missing. It's Claxton high post. And there's the foul. It's on Towns. That is his first foul of the game. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Claxton a screen on Bridges. Williams for 3. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Back to Brunson. Pass to Towns. Nice move. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Nick Claxton.
And there are subtleties to Big Cat's approach. Nice pump fake that time.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And all you need to do is see his free throw percentage, guys. 90 for the season to know what kind of year he's having.
No good on the free throw.
You know, the size, talent, and fearlessness of Towns is a lethal concoction, a prime-time player who poses many problems for the defense.
Good on the second free throw. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Now Melton. No scoring in this one. Pass to Russell. Claxton a screen on Hart. There's Russell with the 3. Knicks with the rebound. Towns has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And you look at the career of D'Angelo Russell. I mean, he's played for several teams, including the Lakers twice.
Teams keep trading for D'Lo for his offense. He can be electric. There is a reason why he's been named an all-star in his career.
That one good for 2. Now that's 17 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Pass to Claxton. Now Williams. On the wing, Melton. Williams, a screen on Brunson. Melton misses the 3. New York leading by 12. Here's Anunoby. Johnson with the rebound.
Ooh, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Now a look at the stats for Karl Anthony Towns.
And the past 10 games have been all about his work on the boards. He's been a different guy when it comes to rebounding. He's battling like he hadn't been earlier in the year, and it's great to see that kind of hustle.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He wants to talk to his guys.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Russell. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, but really his main asset is being a playmaker.
Great handle, great vision. That's how he drops so many dimes.
And so it's New York with it. They led by as many as 18 points. Hart the pass to Towns. Over Claxton. And that one's good. Towns. Towns has got 5 points in the quarter.
And how about the game from Towns? The combination of that height and shooting, probably unmatched in the NBA.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordy Fernandez. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. With a break in the action, let's see which teams have come away with the most steals in the NBA this season. Number 1, the Knicks.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
Here's Williams. He's got 15. To the paint. Here's Johnson. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Anunoby. It's Hart on the wing. He's guarded by Russell. Towns down low. Johnson on him. Hart wide open. He fires. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Hart's got his second bucket tonight.
You can't afford to let Hart get going from deep. He's ready to shoot it when given the opportunity.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Outside, Russell. Nets passing it around. Pass to Johnson. Shot clock at 5. To stop the drought. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Brunson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Nets trail by 20. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Hey, yo, right here.
Hart against Russell. Claxton a screen on Hart. Here's Russell. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
They're losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
They've played fantastic ball, and you can feel the hush that's come over this crowd.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Outside Williams. He's looking for Claxton and finds him. Johnson kicks to Melton. From the arc, Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 11 rebounds in the game. Hart the pass to Brunson. Back to Hart. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got his 7th assist in the game. The Nets have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Up top, Claxton. Will it go? And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one is on Towns.
You never want to foul Russell. He's pretty much automatic at the line.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Knicks.
They're moving the ball around so well, guys. Quick passes, letting the next guy do the work if you don't have a look.
And also, they are working the opposition from the mid-range, continuing to fire away with confidence from there.
And he makes the first. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. Right? You think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they've left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
Highly skilled with good instincts. Russell has top-level tools, always has.
Brunson against Melton. And DeAnthony Melton picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Hart finds Brunson. Now Bridges shoots from the corner. A rebound by the Nets. Melton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Johnson surveying the floor. Melton sets a screen for Johnson. Down low. Melton passes to Williams. Stolen by Brunson. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Hart. From outside, off the mark.
Well, despite some uneven shooting for them, they're still out in front.
Brunson against Russell. Williams, a screen on Brunson. Pass to Williams. All alone. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 4 assists now tonight.
There are the point guard skills of Russell. When he's sharing the rock, this offense runs so much smoother.
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Knicks. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Bridges sets the screen for Brunson. The tray. And Mikal Bridges, good for 3. Bridges has got 19 points.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Russell passes to Claxton. Outside Williams. Five to shoot. Launches it. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. And he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding.
And now with 2 3-pointers in each half, he's really doing his all to help his team out from deep.
Brunson against Melton. Over in the corner, McBride. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And for Brooklyn, their shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. Claxton sets the screen for Melton. Over Towns. Melton, no good.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Here's Anunoby. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Anunoby's got 7.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
On the wing, Johnson. Williams has a screen for Johnson. Pass to Williams. Now Claxton, defended by Towns. Shot on the wing. The Knicks pull it in. Now here's Brunson. He's got 8. Anunoby in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Claxton, no good. The Knicks shooting at 51%. Really solid. Brunson the pass to Towns. On the wing, Anunoby. Offline with his 3. And for the Nets, they're shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. One of the best 3-and-D wings in the league? Well, let's start with OG Anunoby, who excels from the corner.
And Kevin, about 45% on quarter threes the last couple seasons. So OG can space that floor horizontally. That's in addition to his elite defensive ability.
Melton against Brunson. Over in the corner, McBride. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brunson. So for the Nets, Sharp comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Wilson in for Williams. The Knicks also changing it up. Mitchell Robinson comes in for Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Achua in for OG Anunoby. 1:57 left here in the third quarter. Pass to Sharp. To the inside. Johnson kicks to Melton. Sharp sets the pick for Melton. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
He might be getting in his head a little bit, trying to get something going, but he's still scoreless in the quarter.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Miami Heat.
Take a break.
And you know for that Hornets matchup, they'll need to be at their best for this contest. Anything short of excellence, and they'll be in for a rough ride.
First one falls for him. Hayes, he's checked in for the Nets. Cameron Payne's checked in for New York. And McBride drops them both. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. .111 left in the third quarter. Outside Wilson. Knocks down the 3 ball. Wilson's got 6 points.
When he has enough space, he's more than comfortable letting it fly from outside.
1:02 left in the third. Payne looking around. Robinson a screen on Johnson. Payne can't hit.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Missed inside. Payne's gone 1 for 5 from the field, 20%. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Wilson. Here's Sharp. Kicks it out to Johnson. Sharp with a screen on Bridges. Melton the bounce pass. And then Sharp with the dunk.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. And so it's New York holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Back to the action in just a minute. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big man in the league today than we've ever seen.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. DeAnthony Melton out there with Johnson. Then there's Hayes. Then it's Sharp. And it's Wilson in at the 4 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Pass to Robinson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And it seems each season more things can be subject to video review. Are you a fan of that, Greg?
You know, I'm a fan of keeping the game moving. I'm not sure I'd get rid of review, but I sure would like the league to find a way to speed them up.
He's off on the second. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. And the first one drops. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. New York shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. McBride passes to Towns. Back to McBride. Pass to Towns. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
A prolific inside scorer since his first day in the league. Towns gets the job done down low.
Sharp finds Hayes. Nets passing it around. Here's the screen. 5 on the clock. Melton's shot is good.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
Towns, a screen on Johnson. Outside, Towns. Back to Payne. And he drops it in from the low post. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Melton with the ball. Pass to Wilson. Now here's Hayes. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
In the corner, it's Robinson. In recent history, GA, we've seen some so-called redshirt rookies really thrive in their first season.
Oh, great call, partner. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, the latest, were all forced to sit out their first year, but they got to be around the team, soak up as much knowledge as possible, and you can't really argue with the results.
Here's Sharp. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Sharp's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. And Brooklyn making a change here. Watford's checked in. The Knicks leading by 22. And here's Payne. Pass to Towns. Over in the corner, McBride. Watford inside. Defended by Towns. And Hayes kicks to Johnson. Hayes the pass to Watford. No good from outside. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for New York. Pass to Towns. Over Watford. The rebound by Sharp. The Nets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Puts it up from 12. And again, it's Brooklyn converting. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. The kick out to Towns. Gets a very good look and converts. 23 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Johnson, the pass to Sharp. Inside. Banked in off the glass.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The Knicks leading by 20. Here's Payne. Pass to Robinson. Towns with it. Covered by Watford. And it's Towns missing. The Nets have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. And the basket by Johnson. New York shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. McBride with the ball. Johnson's there. Towns kicks to Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hart. Rebound, Brooklyn. Sharp's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Wilson the pass to Johnson. And the rejection by Towns.
And great reach and determination from the big fella. This is why Towns gets so many blocks.
Pass to Hart. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 4 assists in the game.
And he's been much more assertive here in the second half, getting to his spots, executing with ease.
Johnson the screen. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Mitchell Robinson. You know, Richard, so many stars have done it. Any thoughts on a player asking for a trade with multiple years remaining on their contract?
If you're unhappy in any marriage, you should always get out. That is my opinion. Teams do it all the time. They'll sign a player to 5 years and then trade him in 2. So if a player is unhappy after 3 years of a 5-year contract, it's okay for him to request a trade, but continue to show up to work. That is my only request from the players.
And New York making a change here. Achua, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. OG Anunoby comes in for Josh Hart. Bridges, he's checked in for Payne. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Miles McBride. Hayes hits them both.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Brunson against Russell. Now here's Brunson. D right on him. That shot off.
It hasn't been his best game, but his team is still doing just enough to be up.
Now here's Hayes. Defended by Bridges. Paxton a screen on Anunoby. To the middle. And it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
Good work in the pick and roll. I like it when Russell looks to distribute in these sets.
Here's Brunson. It's Robinson, top of the key. Back to Brunson. Anunoby in the corner. Lock at 6. Williams, that's for 2. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Brunson against Russell. Achua. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got assist number 11 for him here tonight. Now Russell. Johnson outside. Back to Russell. Pass to Johnson. Down low. Here's Williams. Off target at the rim. The Knicks leading by 18. And Brunson has it in the corner. And it's in there. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 11 assists.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. And Hayes kicks to Russell. The floater, and it's good on the layup.
I just want to make sure everyone knows that is not an easy shot by any means, but Russell doesn't lack any confidence in that teardrop.
New York's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Anunoby outside. Now, here's Achua. He's covered closely, taken away by Hayes. And even 3-on-3 break. Johnson with it. He's picked up by Anunoby.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
And if you listen to Cam Johnson talk about shooting, my goodness, RJ, he is a student of the game.
Studies a lot of different shooters, constantly analyzing his own footwork. And you know what? The result speaks for themselves.
The Nets making a switch here. Melton's checked in. Then for the Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Mitchell Robinson. And it's Josh Hart in for Achua.
It's a luxury to have a guy like Johnson that can bang down low and knock him down at the stripe.
The Knicks leading by 15. Now here's Brunson. Claxton with the steal. Melton with the ball. Williams finds Russell. Williams a screen on Hart. Back to Williams. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
And the precision passing of Russell, this time out of the pick and roll.
And here's Brunson. The kick out to Towns. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Here's Hart. Bangs home the trifecta. Hart's got 12 points in just the second half.
This is not the same guy we saw in the first half. Credit him for finding a way to shake off those first 2 quarters.
Nets trail by 16. And Jordy Fernandez has called a timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. Williams against Bridges. Outside, Russell. Johnson sets the screen for Russell. That 3 off the mark. The Knicks leading by 16. Here's Brunson. Bridges sets the screen for Brunson. The rebound by the Nets. Melton's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Richard, take a look at DeAnthony Melton's game, a combo guard, and size him up for us.
He's one of the combo guards that every team loves to have on their roster. He can hit an open 3, but he can also guard a #1 offensive player on the other end and take the challenge every single night.
On the free throw, no good. Nets trail by 16. Pass to Melton. Inside, Towns with the steal. Here's Hart. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Claxton with it. Outside, Russell. Screen by Claxton. Here's Williams. Pass to Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Here's Brunson. Outside, Towns. The kick out to Anunoby. Bridges, no one around him. Good on the 3-point shot. Bridges has got 22 points.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for New York.
When you shoot this well from 3-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Karl Anthony Towns.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
51 seconds left in the 4th. Outside, Williams. Here's Russell. Back to Williams. Shoots over Bridges. Williams can't get it to go.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Melton against Brunson. Anunoby outside. Back to Brunson. Shot clock at 5. It's Hart on the wing. He's guarded by Williams.
Even though he's undersized, he's making an impact on the glass, looking fearless right now.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching tonight's presentation on 2K Sports. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Karl Anthony Towns.